thinking about what I'm gonna say. I don't know. Wait. Um, so I feel like yeah. Okay, I have my mind now. So I feel like I'm sorry. So I feel like yeah. So that was one of the things, and also for me, it's like when I was about 16, 17, and I was like in high school, I had the chance. I was thinking about going to college and study another career that was in music. It was like for a few months, I was like, what if I study another thing? Like, what if this is not enough? So that's one of the conversations that had like been the hardest thing for me, especially in my in my teenager years. I was like, what if, because like people always have this conversation that art is not going to give you, you know, the things that you need to live and to, you know, to have a place to live and stuff like that. Like people have in Mexico, they have like this mentality where maybe art is not enough. So I had to like, you know, work on that mentality of just go through it and be like, okay, if I want to do this, I have to try, and this is my only plan. Because I knew that I could have a plan B, but I chose
Mhm.
not to. Because for me, it's like I want to focus all of my energy in my plan A so I can achieve what I want. So I say right now, because for me, it's right now I said very smooth and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I did that, but at that time it was very hard because I was very confused if I had like this, if I had the talent or if I had the discipline or stuff like that to accomplish certain goals. Now I know that I have it, and now my conversation about myself is that, you know, I'm completely capable of all the things that I dream of. But it took a long way, you know, to get here and understand that this is my path and that I don't want to do anything else rather than art.
I like the part when you said that you don't want to have a plan B. It was a very good strategy for you because, like you said, you focus all the energy in plan A. And life will tell you what to do later on, if whatever is gonna happen. But for young generations like your age, there's some people, like you said, they recommend, oh, you have to have a plan A, a plan B, and plan C. And people get confused, and you have a lot of thoughts in your mind to see, okay, oh, if this A doesn't work, so B is gonna work. And what you're doing is like you not trusting yourself, and you're not trusting your talent, your energy on for whatever you want to do in life. So I love the part that you just focus in your A, and whatever life is gonna throw you, you will have a B, but not like your focus on the B. I like that.
Of
Yeah.
course. I'm sorry.
No, no, I was going to say I agree because so oftentimes we do hear that, like when you were saying everyone's like, oh, you want to do singing, that's art, you're not going to pay your bills, how are you going to live? Like they're focused on the logical material needs, like how are you going to, art doesn't pay, we hear that a lot, right? And so how am I going to, meet my daily needs? But at the same time, this is your dream, that this is what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you divide your interests, sometimes that works for people, but sometimes it really doesn't. And so if you stick to one vision, one goal, and give it everything you got, give it all your discipline, all your focus, all your energy, then you can really bring that into your reality. Bring your dream into your reality by sheer persistence and believing that you can. I think that shifting your mindset also is a big deal. Where you were saying, when you were young, you weren't sure. You were like, okay, I want to do this, but can I do this? Am I going to be able to do it and really make it? And then vice now, where your perspective is, I got this. I know that I can do anything with this that I want because I got this, right? So I love that shift in your perspective. Was there something that was the catalyst for that change within you? Did you accomplish something that made you go, okay, you know what? Now I see I got it and I can do this.
For sure. You know, it's gonna sound cheesy, but one of the things that pushed me, you know, to really dedicate my life for this is my family. Because, you know, when I had like these moments where I was doubting about myself and my talent, and I was like with a very low self-esteem about like, am I capable of doing this? Because it's there are so many great artists out there, right? And whenever I doubted, my family was like, you can do this. You have the voice and you have the talent and you have the strength and the power to become whoever you want to be. Right now that I'm saying this, for me, it's like I'm really thankful for that, because I've had, when I started songwriting, I've had so many friends that their families, for some reason or another, they were like, you cannot do this. And they had to dedicate their lives and study another thing that they don't like, because their mom or their dad or somebody in their family told them that they couldn't. For me, it's hard to imagine my family telling me that I cannot do something, even if I'm talented, because my friends were very talented and their families were so scared of this career, because people are scared of the career of art. But now that you say that and talking about plan A and plan B, I think about, I always think about what would happen if I had a plan B, and I would be, I don't know, I feel like if I didn't dedicate my life to music, I would be just miserable and I would be so sad. I feel like people sometimes, because they're scared, they end up studying another thing or working in another thing, and I have friends like that, and they tell me like, um, I always think about what can I be doing right now, and I have a friend that she wanted to study like, how do you say, photography? Yeah, photography.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like her passion, but she ended up studying another thing because of her family. And still nowadays she tells me like, I wish I studied that, and I wish I had like the strength to say no to my family and just study that, because that's my passion. So I feel like if somebody's listening, I would like to tell them that um, sooner or later you're gonna go back to the thing that you love, so you better start earlier, right?
That happens to me when I was younger. I want to be a designer, a clothing designer, and also an actor, an actress. And I remember my father telling me, "Do you want me to buy a sewing machine so you can sit down and sew? Because that career will not give you shit," just like that. And the
Wow.
acting, he said, like I was too short to be an actress, that who was gonna pick me, or and also I wanted to be a model, and he also said, you're too short, who's gonna look at you? But at that time, modeling, it was more focused in this, like too
Oh,
tall, too
yeah.
slim, but in my time. So yes, I know what it is to feel not to do the things that you don't want to do. Now I'm 50. I would say yes, I would like to do study what I like to be. Not now, because it's like already in another career and another path that led me through this path. But if I go back, I will go definitely for the acting, or the how you call, the designer, the clothing designer.
I had a very different experience. My mom was always like, you can do anything you want. You can be anything you want, but it should be in the hospital. You can do anything you
Wow.
want, but you should choose something, a job that's in the hospital, because in that time everyone thought in the community I was in that being in the hospital, like working in the hospital, was like a sure, safe career. So this was the mentality. So when you're surrounded by people that have a belief system that this is the limit of the possibilities, right? For them, that's great. Like, get a job in the hospital, it pays good money, you can pay your bills. That's the mentality. But if you're talking about another way of thinking of, for me, I think in retrospect, if I did not know, and when I went to private school, we did not have a very strong performing arts department. They do there now. But when I was going through, it was more business, college prep, and sort of coming off of a trades type of school, where they were teaching like careers. And so The trend when I was going through was more college prep and business, and which gave me a strong love of business and things of that nature, and going to university, which I did do. But in my heart, I think I would have wanted to be a dancer, like a choreographer. I loved fashion design. So I'm an artistic person. I love writing. I love the arts as well. I love to paint. So, as far as a career, though, I think if I was going to pick one of those two things, it would have probably have been fashion design or dancing. When I was young, I would have loved to choreograph. I probably would have been a backup dancer for some rock star, like you, like you, Sophia, going on tour.
I will pick artist or a model, one of those two.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so go ahead, Sophia.
No, I feel like that's so cool, and I feel like I mean, this is pretty much a very good example to like inspire people to really listen to their hearts. I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I don't believe like
Mhm.
I don't believe in mistakes like that. I don't feel like,
Mhm.
oh, this could have had happened and this was a mistake. I don't think like that. But I feel like nowadays things are changing a bit, and I feel like if we can inspire, somebody to follow their heart since the very beginning, it's a good thing.
But also, all hope is not lost, right? There was a time in my life where I was offered modeling opportunities and I didn't have the mindset, I didn't have the self esteem to pursue them, right? So now that I do, and I'm older, I do modeling all the time. You can see it on my Instagram at Creativity. You can go see all my little photo shoots that I'm doing, and I post all the pictures on my Instagram, right? Dancing, I dance all the time. I have dance parties with my kids. I dance a lot and often. So I still paint. I still, on occasion, sketch dresses out. Right. Because the kind of fashion design I wanted to do was like evening gowns or jeans or something like that. And on occasion, I will still do a sketch here and there. I did actually go to fashion school for a while, but it's just you don't have to give these things up. So even if you did go in a different path, and you decided to take the path of I need to pay these bills, because let's face it, the bills have to get paid,
Right.
right? You can still be doing the things that you love. You can still find ways to incorporate that into your life so that you can bring that joy into your daily experience.
Right.
Exactly. For me, it's like you know, music. It's a hobby for a lot of people. For me, it's like my principal career slash job and whatever. And I feel like it's very important for me to have also other things that I'm passionate about, right? Because sometimes I'm like, I love music, but I have to take a break because it's a very emotional world. It's very chaotic. So for me, it's like I cannot write a song every freaking day. I have to like step out and do other things that passionate. So like I feel like it's good to have like a lot of things that can make you happy once in a while, and yeah.
I want to ask you about the writing. What exactly do you write about?
I write about, you know, I write about pretty much everything, but I'm gonna tell you something. I write about my own experiences. I write about a lot um heartbreaks, and I tell my own story. So I feel like um I like to write about, woman empowerment also. So it's like it depends on like what am I feeling that day and like what do I want to say. I feel like one of the things that I love about my music is that I have the chance to put out a story, and then people can relate to that. A lot of people, message me and they're like, I relate to this story that you told in this song. So I write about my stories, and I also write about like if my sister is going through something and she's inspired me to write about those things, then I can take that and put it into a song. So it's a pretty crazy, process.
So you're inspired by life, right? To write your songs. But is there a process for songwriting that you that you employ? Like, I'm sure lots of people out there would like to be a songwriter. So what tips do you have for song creation?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I studied songwriting, and they told me, they gave me like these tools that are very important. But after my career, we had to like unlearn a lot of things, because one of the tips that I would like to give them is that there are basically no rules in this thing. You can say whatever you want, and you can express how you want it. Obviously, you have to have a structure for a song to work. But what I would tell people that want to start songwriting is that, do not judge yourself and practice a lot. For me, it's like one of the things that I've learned, that I like have, the reasons that I'm here is that I've been practicing like for so long, and I refuse to stop because I still have so many things to learn. So it's like just write songs, and learn how to play an instrument, and just, write and write and write. And maybe your first song, I remember my first song is so bad. I'm like, I cannot listen to that for sure. I'm like, what? And then obviously, I started writing more and more and more, and now it's like, okay, I like my music now. But you have to start somewhere, right? So just don't judge yourself, and say the things that you want to say, not the things that you expect people to hear from you, but what you want to express.
So, what is the name of the song that is playing right now the most?
One my song.
Yes.
So I would say that, maybe right now there's a song called, Me Duele. It
Mm-hmm.
means it hurts,
Yeah.
and it's part of my EP that I dropped last year. And yeah, I hear it. I hear it there.
We
So
have a tree.
that's me. Yeah, so it's part of my EP that I dropped last year. And yeah, it's my EP. It's called Roxanne, and I have a lot of songs out there. So I invite also people to listen to them, and to, buy.
That song Me Duele, that's based on what? What happened in your life that you just write this Me Duele? Me Duele is like I'm in pain.
Yeah, Me Duele is like I'm in pain. So that song is, I remember I wrote it. So that's the magic about like music. When I write, you don't always have to be feeling that thing that you're writing in that moment. But for me, it was like, in that moment, I was like, okay, I want to tell that I'm hurt because somebody's not here, right? And I'm hurt because you are not here, and I'm crying. So that's basically like the whole thing. But the funny thing is that in that moment, I was feeling very happy and fine. But, a few months ago, I had like this rough time where I ended up a relationship and stuff. And then I go back to that song, and I can totally relate to that. So you can go back to your songs, and maybe they, from time to time, they represent you more than other times.
That's interesting that you wrote it when you were totally fine. But it
Yeah.
was like, and when I listen to it, it's like so beautiful. Like you have such a beautiful sound quality to your voice that, I can already feel like you can get really like connected. You can feel connected to the story and the pain of the song through listening to you and with the rhythm and everything. So, but it's always interesting to me that you were actually not in pain. What did you draw upon? Like, was it previous heartbreak that you drew upon to write that song?
So I feel like what I do when I go to the studio, and I'm like, I want to write a song about something that hurts me, but it's not hurting me right now, or about a heartbreak, but I'm not having a heartbreak right now. I feel like I just like move my energy into a place where I just remember how I felt in that moment when I was hurt, or I put my energy like how I felt when I broke up with this guy, and I like bring back those memories and those feelings, and I try to write a song about that. Also, one of the things that I like to do is that I like to co-write with people, and I like to write songs with other people, because I feel like, it's more interesting to hear the side of the story of your friend. So I have like a lot of songwriters and that are friends. So it's very fun to just write songs with him and be like, okay, so like this is how I feel when I broke up, but how do you feel? And then we can exchange like these ideas, and then this song comes out.
It's really beautiful.
That's
And so
awesome.
you said you learned to play an instrument. What instruments do you play?
Well, I only play piano. I wish I could play. Well, I mean, I'm actually starting to learn guitar, but the one that I like manage more is piano.
Hmm. That's probably why you have such a lovely pitch when you sing. I've been actually training to sing for the last 3 years.
Yes, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to hear Kia
I
When are
singing.
sing
we
you
gonna
happy
when are we
birthday.
gonna hear something? I want to hear that voice.
Oh no. Soon, when my vocal coach says that, gives me the go ahead. When she says I'm ready. Before then, it's still a lot of work. I'm actually working on pitching now. So working out the kinks and pitching by ear. So I'm getting there, but it's been a really long process. And I started off without being able to carry a tune at all. Like I didn't know. So what she does is called her work is called The Voice of Your Mind. And what it is that she says that there are a lot of blocks and barriers we have that keep our voice from coming out. And
Yeah.
so she helps you work through those. And she has actually been helping me work through a lot of barriers. So it's interesting because my father was a very talented musician. He was a singer and songwriter. So I have a lot of love for people in the industry. He was also a studio musician. He played several different instruments, sort of a musical genius. And I thought, why didn't I get any of that talent? Like, shouldn't it have come through? And it turns out that it did. I just didn't know it was blocked. It was sort of trapped in me. So, whereas I was thinking that I couldn't sing, meant I couldn't sing. But when she started to train me and I started to learn technique, and she started to say, she gave me a lot of confidence by saying, shout out to Emma, by the way, voice of your mind. She started to say, listen, you have a voice in there, but you are blocking it. The block is in your mind. And so I think that we can take that lesson and apply it to a lot of things in life, right? Because we think that we can't do something. We think that we can't achieve something. We think that we can't get into the music industry and actually sell or create a career out of it. That block is in your mind. So once you push through that barrier that you're putting up for yourself and understand, well, what if you could? What if you could do this? What if you can't ask yourself that question? How would it feel if I was a singer? I am going to make a record, like one probably in my whole life, but
And you're
I'm
gonna
going to
come
do it.
and you're gonna come to my podcast like a premiere.
I'm gonna sing, and I'm gonna sing. I know I'm not writing my own songs yet. I don't know. Maybe I'm inspired by you, Sophia. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm waiting for
Maybe
you.
you two can, can do a collaboration.
Yeah, like write a song together. I love
oh
that.
my god, I'm gonna write a song with Sophia. What just happened here today? So like, but this is what I mean. Like, it is that sounds very intimidating to me, but I'm not gonna put a barrier to say that I wouldn't do it. Right. So maybe I will be writing a song. Who knows? But the point is it's pushing through that stuff and giving yourself that ability to say, maybe I do want this, being really honest with yourself. Like you had to start by being honest with yourself and saying, you know what? I want to be a singer and I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to have a plan B. I want to sing and that's what I'm going to do. And then doing it. It's amazing. It's incredibly inspirational. What do you think, Gloria?
I love like the like you challenge yourself and you go through, and a lot of young people right now are struggling to be like that, like
Yeah.
to follow their dreams. And I'm telling you, if you are young and you have the time to follow your dreams, just do it, because then when you are my age, 50, you're gonna regret a lot of stuff that you didn't do, like, oh, why I didn't did this, or why I didn't do this. Like, for example, I regret not being so strong like you and say, no, this is the one I want to study. I want to be a model, or I want to be actress, or yes, I want to study a designer. But I did kind of some classes of a clothing designer, and I was doing underwear.
Mm.
Okay.
Why is that
But you
not
know what? And
surprising?
then I just like, no, my father started pushing, you have to be in studying business administration.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
he put me a lot of conditions for me to that I have to study that. So I didn't have choices. But the young generation now, you should like speak up and do exactly what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard sometimes because you have a lot of people whose parents might say, well, if you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm not going to finance you.
Right.
But
That
there's,
happens to me.
but also there's a lot of people out here that don't have the option of their families supporting them and helping them. So they're out here doing it on their own anyway. And guess what? I was one of those people. And guess what? You can do it on your own. You don't have to, like, it's infinitely harder. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you want it that bad, you can go for it. And also, you, even if you're 50, it's not too late for you to have a new career, to start again, to relive a dream.
Right.
Like, it's not over for you. Sometimes your second act can be better than your first one. I mean, Sofia could get to be 50 years old and go, you know what? I've been doing singing my whole life. I'm doing this. I have also another love. I'm going to direct movies. And I'm going to go do it. You know what I mean? And now I'm going to shift and I'm going to go do that. So it's never too late to start a new dream or to have an old one that you actually make the time to pursue, or 60 or 70. That's right, Marcos. Shout out to my boy.
Ay,
We miss you.
Marcos.
We miss
Yeah.
you.
I feel like I feel like right now one of the best things that we have is, you know, the tools of the social media and internet. Right now, I feel like, especially in my career, you know, at the 90s and early thousands and stuff, we didn't have like these platforms where pretty much anyone could upload their own songs. So for me, it's like right now that we have like these amazing tools of putting out our music without having to, you know, have this big investment or like, you know, because this industry, of course, is very expensive.
Yes.
But the thing is that right now you can put yourself out there and people can know you through social media. And also what you were saying about learning something new, I think with so many like courses, I don't know if you can, like, this is the correct word, but like courses, online courses to learn
Mm-hmm.
things. So like you have like all of these many possibilities of just keep learning, and I feel like that's very beautiful. And what you said, it's also right. Like for me, it's like right now I have like this vision. I don't know if right now, but I would like to also be like in a movie acting, right?
Mm.
So I'm like, I mean, I'm 25, but the thing is that why couldn't I? So I'm having like that mentality of like, I do songs and I write songs, but why wouldn't I be able to be on a movie in Netflix or something like that? So I'm trying to have like that positivity that you can pretty much do anything if you practice and if you put your money into.
That's right. You do. If you decide, my friend, the I call her the actress. Her name's Lori Livingston, and she has been in a lot of things since moving to Hollywood. And she was a model for a lot of years. And then I'm so inspired by her. She just decided she was going to become an actress, and she started honing her craft. And she has landed in a lot of things. She was actually just in WandaVision playing like one of the alien police people, and she actually made history doing that for Marvel. And so it's, you can shift, is my point. At any point that you start to have a new dream, a new vision for your life. I didn't know I would be coaching and love it so much. I could have never told you 15 years ago that I would have two podcasts and that I would be working with female veterans and sharing their stories and having this platform to help people realize that, you know, when we heal and we dream and we believe, we can have a better life experience. We don't have to be living in misery and suffering and in limitation and in lack. You know, we can find ways to find joy in our lives. And that's the point, or inspiration, to do more and have more and be more. Right. I never would have thought I would be doing any of this stuff. Right. So, and in my opinion, that if you want to be an actress, it's already yours. All you have to do is just move in that direction and visualize your success along the way, and then take the next right action. It's not just about visualization. I don't care what anyone says. You do
Right.
have to take action as well, but
Yes.
it all works together. So the belief that you can, visualizing a successful outcome, and taking the action and being disciplined, like you said earlier, and working toward that goal. So why not? I want to see you on Netflix in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Sophia, yes,
You're
yes,
young, you're 25. Why
yes.
not? I mean, how many people, like, if it was never done before, it might be like a little bit harder to believe. But how many people do you know, like, who are actresses and singers and dancers and producers and directors, and they're doing all of these things? So why not you? That's what I always say when I want to do something that people think might be difficult. And I go, why not me? If someone's doing it, it's evidence that it can be done.
Yes.
So I want to know, how many records do you have, Sophia?
Well, um, I started putting out music when I was oh my god, my sister. We love you.
Our sweet little Mexican sisters in the house, Anna
Yes,
Monroy.
Anna
Love
Love
Marie.
you.
you so much. Look at the baby. Oh my god.
That baby is walking
I was.
already.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Kiss the baby for us. I
Yeah.
know. I know the baby is full of magic and just good energy.
He's so cute. He's so
Oh
cute.
my god.
So
Look at this. The missing sister. Next
Yeah.
time it will be all four of us.
yeah, we should go on and talking about life. So
Yes, for sure.
yeah, what I was telling you is that I started putting out music when I was it started everything started like 4 years ago when I started putting out my own music. And I would say that I have right now out there like 15 songs on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere. And last year I dropped my first EP, which is like a small album.
Hmm.
It's called Roxanne. And right now I'm working on my first complete album, which is very exciting. I'm writing the songs and I'm starting everything in the production thing and the concepts and the visual arts and everything. So yeah, I have those songs out there,
Yeah,
and I
you have a
invite
lot.
everyone.
I see here in Spotify, there you have a lot.
Yeah, and I invite everyone to listen to them. I feel like we have like uh, songs about heartbreaks and then women empower and then like party and pretty much a little bit of everything.
I
So
love that.
so which one is your favorite one? I know all of them are your babies, but
Yeah,
one is the one that you like, oh, this song is my favorite
I'm
one.
very proud of there's one called Arde, which is
Tarde?
Arde. It's a power ballad. So it's
Ooh.
kind of like this. It's not that commercial. It's a little bit like R&B, new soul. It's like 4 minutes and a half long, which right now for the industry it's a very long song, but I didn't care. I'm very proud of that song because people can relate to the story a lot. I'm really proud of the lyrics and of the melody. So that's one of my babies that I that I love the most.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
She has
Yes.
so many songs here.
So, speaking of all of your songs, we can hear them where? Spotify, we know because we're listening to it now. But
Right.
where else can we find you?
Yeah, well, you can find me as Sofia Thompson um, in every platform out there, meaning, Apple Music, Tidal, Claro Música, Deezer, YouTube, Spotify also. And in social media, you can find me as Sofia Thompson Music in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. So I invite you guys to follow me and there's in those social media it's where I post pretty much everything and like what I'm gonna do if I have a show, if I'm gonna drop a new song, and yeah.
When is gonna be your next show?
I don't know yet. So the thing is that we're looking right now, like we're planning that, and we're planning to have a lot of presentations, And that's why I invite people to follow me on Instagram and on social media, because that's where I'm gonna be like telling people what's the date and the place and the hour and everything. But it's gonna be soon, like the new.
So it's gonna be in Mexico.
I believe now. Now I think it's gonna be in Ciudad de Mexico, but of course I'm gonna plan ahead to go out of the city.
Like a tour,
Yeah, 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 totally.
a
Mm.
global tour.
If you don't have a global tour yet, we're envisioning it right now. We're manifesting.
I'm like manifesting right now. I'm like global tour.
So
We're manifesting your global tour.
do you sing in English?
I sing it. I love to sing in English. I actually started singing in English, and I love singing in English, but I don't usually write in English. So my project right now is based on music in Spanish, but of course I'm planning to, to collaborate with artists around the world, maybe have a collaboration in English. So of course that's like on my mind.
Of
Amazing.
course.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I know a lot of singers who are from other countries, especially from Latin countries, when they cross over and they do their records in English, a lot of times they do really well. So I think just having the experience there in Mexico and then bringing it into